to him on many occasions, apart from the fact that he is a hardworking man, he's also a man that loves excellence. Although I thought I've gone to any school of journalism, but he's a very good journalist. Because by the time he has worked in this ministry 3 times for about 3-4 years, we have to complete everything together. Discover that Oluwatayo is a journalist of high reputation. We also see him as a writer for excellence. He's a man that will give everything to ensure that whatever he's doing has a touch of perfection. Because I could remember one night when we were all working here, he was working with us to ensure that whatever we are preparing was of the right type, was of the right language. We are not using archaic language in whatever we are doing. And then I discovered that Mr. Oluwatayo, when you work with him, and you made a mistake, for those of us who are working with him for the first time, he will just frown at you. What is this? Then you have to go back because he wants to do it again. But for those of us that are come into close contact with him, you tell this man must be a wicked man, you will be afraid to go back to him. But I'm telling you, the moment he burst out and say, what is this? That was the end of everything. He was prepared actually to receive you as a friend, as a brother, as an advisor. The next time you actually have to go back to him. He has been a wonderful teacher, at least to me, because I learned a lot from him. And I thank God for the privilege of working together with him for the short time I have to work together with him. And I would like to use this occasion as well to congratulate the Honorable Commissioner and the DG for the type of work they have. Because if they don't have peaceful homes, they won't be here doing the work. Because there is a thing behind every successful man, there is a woman. But I don't subscribe to what women are saying these days. That they are not beside us, they are no longer behind us. No way, they are going to be behind us. And you must remember that beside or behind every unsuccessful man, there is also a woman. So for both successful man and the man that is not successful, they all have women at home. The only difference is that the man that is successful has a good advisor at home, has a good wife, the one that is prepared the food regularly, the one that can pour his heart to at all times, the one that can actually advise. So I really want to congratulate the wives of both of them, particularly the wife of the General Commissioner who is here, and the wife of the Director General who is here, who is in absentia. I also would like to congratulate the 2 men for successfully coming to the end of a career. Because whatever they have done so far is the end of their career as far as they are concerned today. But if they can conclude whatever they've been able to do so far, we have to call them happy men, as Shakespeare says in one of his books. Because except you can conclude your career successfully without any blemish, you must not call any man a happy man until you can do whatever you have worked successfully. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I will actually invite you to join me in giving a rousing ovation to these 2 gentlemen. They will sit up, and all of us will have to stand up and give them a round applause. Please sit down. Please stand up. Thank you very much. Today is not the day for a long speech. There will be another day. So I would now like to call on the Assistant Director of Press and Public Relations, Mr. Oshodi, to please come forward and give his welcome address.
The special guest of honor, Honorable Commissioner Mr. Adejumobi Adeshola Macaulay, Mrs. Yemi Adeshola Macaulay, Mr. Titus Tunji Oluwatayo, Mr. Chairman, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the NC has said that today is not for speeches. The most important thing is that as a family, we have all worked very hard in the year 1991. And I think we deserve to have a good end of year party. At least, if nobody congratulates us, we should congratulate ourselves. At the same time, we want to send off these two gentlemen who have provided a very good leadership for the ministry. I know very well that every one of you has your upper form to feel about these two gentlemen. And I can tell you, you will exhaust all the A columns, because I have been trying to see where I can score either of them B. I couldn't find one. And so, ladies and gentlemen, without wasting much of your time, I can see the plates are coming in. I want to welcome you to this get-together, end-of-year party, and the send-off for Messrs. Adeju Mobi, Adeshola Macaulay, and Tunji Oluwatayo. Thank you, and welcome.
Max, so I will now invite the Chairman, Mr. Ogunaya.
Honorable Commissioner, the wife of the Honorable Commissioner, Director General, members, distinguished members on the high table, ladies and gentlemen, today is not a day for picnic, particularly when the MC has taken much of our time. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to indict the MC, he's doing his job. And we still have a long way to go. Be it as it may, I want to correct the impression. We are not actually sending off the Honorable Commissioner and the DG per se. It just happened that as part of our tradition to hold end-of-year party, we have to do this very, very unpleasant job. We enjoyed working with them. We enjoyed their leadership. We enjoyed their company. And you agree with me that part of what we are doing today is a clear testimony to our love to these two gentlemen. So when the time comes, we'll go to town in making citations over these gentlemen. And I still have another opportunity to give my closing remarks. So I just feel at this stage, I should just correct this impression that we are trying to see the back of these two gentlemen. If we have our way, they will stay, and stay they will stay by the grace of God. So at this stage, I will sit down, and I want you to do justice to your men. And thereafter, we'll go to the next item on the agenda. Thank you very much.
For the Glover to please come forward and read the citations on the Honorable Commissioner, Mr. Adeshola Macaulay. Mr. Glover, please give him a round of applause. Please, you've written a full.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, while you are eating, please just listen attentively. And may I call on Ms. Akitoye to please stand by. Citation on Mr. Adeshola Macaulay, Honorable Commissioner of Information, Tourism and Culture. Mr. Adeshola Macaulay was born almost 50 years ago into a prominent Lagos family. He had his early education at government school, Kesuno, Lagos, and the great CMS Grammar School, Bariga. Thereafter, he attended a number of professional courses in journalism and public relations, first in Accra and Brussels in 1967, then in Berlin 1969, University of Chicago in 1970, and the Royal Institute of Public Administration 1977-1978. Ade, as he is popularly referred to, was and is still a reporter of many years of relevant experience. He served as a reporter, sub-editor and columnist in many newspapers, first in Daily Express 1964, Nigerian Tribune 1965-66, Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation 1966-70, Morning Post and Sunday Post 1966-68, Radio Berlin 1969. Mr. Adeshola Macaulay pioneered the publicity program of the Family Planning Council of Nigeria between 1970 and 1973, covering the entire nation on family planning matters. He later became the public relations manager of the LSDPC 1973 to 1976. Between 1976 and 1979, he became the chief information officer of this very ministry, a post he excelled in very well. As a result of his outstanding performance, he moved to Lagos Radio and LTV as Director of News and Current Affairs in 1979 to 1981. Between 1981 and 1982, he became the General Manager of Radio Lagos and LTV before moving to Chisbro Limited as the Public Relations Manager in 1982 and 1983. In 1984, he took up a big challenge as the image maker of one of the nation's most troubled organizations, and that is NEPA. At this point in time, NEPA's image needed reshaping, and it was this dynamic, hard-working and forward-looking public relations group who took up the challenge and by a dint of hard work has brought NEPA's image to what it is today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with the great wealth of experience of this man, the state government noticed his credentials and ability to promote the image of the state, and early this year, about March, he was appointed the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Culture, a position he has competently and professionally held up till this present moment with outstanding results, which have earned the entire members of staff of this ministry a great respect. It is in recognition of this outstanding leadership trait and commitment with which he has brought life into the profession that the ministry as a whole is presenting you with this token gift in recognition of all you did in your short but memorable tenure in office. Honorable Commissioner, this is our token present to you.
The next citation is on our indefatigable outgoing Director General, Mr. Tunji Oluwatayo. I have the pleasure now to invite Mr. Ohe Odumaya to please come forward and read the citation of Mr. Oluwatayo.
Citation on Mr. Titus Olatunji Oluwatayo, Director General, Bureau of Information, Tourism and Culture. Chairman, distinguished special guests of honor, ladies and gentlemen. When I was first contacted to speak today, I had the mind of seeking permission to speak on a topical issue which is relevant to this occasion. By looking at the time at my disposal, an area I would normally cover, in order to do justice to this subject, I have decided to drop the topic. However, I feel I should still mention it here, if not for anything, for this gathering to reflect and relate it to this occasion. The subject is leadership and survival in the civil service. Without wasting much time, it is my pleasure to present to you Mr. Titus Olatunji Oluwatayo. He was born at Ikwetu Jesha in the newly created Osun State about 47 years ago. He obtained his early education up to secondary school level in his locality, Ikwetu Jesha. In fact, he was one of the pioneer students of the Ikwetu Jesha Grammar School, where he distinguished himself as an outstanding student in the West African School Examination in 1963. It is also worth mentioning here that because of his great potential, which was discovered right from the time he joined secondary school, he was given Western Nigeria scholarship for his secondary school education. He had a short spell as a clerical staff with Lagos Judiciary, from where he studied privately for his GCE A level. He cleared 4 papers at a go. He was admitted to read economics at the Premier University, University of Ibadan, in September 1967 and passed with glowing colors in June 1970. While at the university, he passed through eminent scholars like Professor Teriba and Professor Aboyade, who was then the Dean of Faculty of Social Sciences. Tunji, as he is fondly called by his friends and numerous admirers, had great problem choosing a career. He was offered appointment by the then Western Nigerian government, the federal government, the University of Ibadan for his postgraduate, and lastly by Lagos State government when he left the university. I think it was Providence that really had a hand in his decision to take up a career with the Lagos State government as an administrative officer grade 5 scale A in 1970. Some other factors also influenced his decision to stay with Lagos State. He has advised me not to say this, but I will say it. First, his love for sports, particularly football. Secondly, the desire to continue his service since he left the service of judiciary on study leave. And thirdly, I believe, divine guidance of Almighty God. You will agree with me and also join me in rejoicing with this gentleman for his decision, which has no doubt turned to be a big success. On assumption of duty, Mr. Oluwatayo was posted to Ministry of Education as an Assistant Secretary 2. It did not take the then permanent secretary time in discovering the potentials in this young budding star. Before he knew it, he found himself serving on many committees and boards created at the inception of the state. This gave him a good head start in terms of exposure and also to achieve his hidden love, which is meeting people. From the Ministry of Education, he found himself on request in the Ministry of Works, Planning and Transport, where he had a checkered career. In fact, some of us used to say up till now that he is the best permanent secretary Ministry of Works never had. He rose within a short time from the position of acting Assistant Secretary 1 to Under Secretary and later as Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Works. It is also worth mentioning here that Mr. Oluwatayo had a call to service from Ministry of Works in 1976 to Teaching Service Commission as the first Executive Secretary. Though his stay with Teaching Service Commission was very short, it is still on record that he made his mark. It is still very common to hear among the very old teachers referring to the old era, when the going was very tough. I'm referring to the Obasa era. Those of us in the service will know what I'm talking. And how a young body star came to diffuse the tension with his pen. Because what happened at that time for those students of industrial relations, you may not know, the teachers were ready to have a showdown with government, but through hard work, he was able to diffuse the tension. In October 1979, about 9 years after joining the service, and at a young age of about 33, the state government, in its wisdom, decided to reward merit with his appointment as Permanent Secretary, General Administration. Though he was not the only one in this category, at least many of his colleagues were also appointed. It is however on record that apart from being the longest serving Director General, his streak of success is a clear testimony of the potentials of this body star who excelled where others failed. It is a good opportunity to place on record that some of the achievements recorded during the Second Republic in the state were due to his resilience, loyalty, and first-class devotion to duty. In his capacity as the anchorman to the then first civilian governor, he brought into full play his talents, particularly in the power of expression, articulating government programs and policies, which in no time endeared him to the heart of his boss then. It was therefore very common to hear Jacko, as the governor was then called, directing that Elopetunjiwa. At times he will say, the only person I can trust with this assignment is Tunji, or in some cases, when the tension is down, Tunji Nkowesha. His loyalty and sincerity of purpose was never in doubt. I read some of the remarks of the civilian governor on this gentleman. His clarity of thought is coherently priceless. His purposefulness and his vision are admirable. He is exceedingly articulate, conveying his views in lucid and delightful language. These are some of the comments of the first civilian governor. It was no wonder that in spite of his close working relationship with the civilian governor, he was still retained as a permanent secretary by the incoming military administration in 1984. Under the military administration, he served in various capacities as permanent secretary, director general in establishments, general administration, Ministry of Information, Youth, Sports and Culture, Agriculture and Cooperatives, and second coming in Ministry of Information and Culture. His indelible mark as a first-class administrator, dedicated, humble, and purposeful servant, and indeed a master craftsman of the paradox of the written work. Teacher and administrator of all administrators. His watchword at all times is audio ultra partem. That's a Latin word. Hear the other side. His very colorful career is not without its ups and downs. But in the words of Robert H. Schuller, tough times never last, but tough people do. Because he is himself a young man with true dreams, right vision, and precise sense of mission, he was able to go through all the vicissitudes of life, particularly in his career as a public servant. With your permission, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to establish a link between the life and career of this gentleman with some successful men in the world. How leadership and extreme sense of mission has influenced their success. Because of space, I will not discuss in detail the life and career of these personalities, but I would like to mention Henry Ford of Ford Motor Company of USA, that will give due recognition and best wishes to this great son of Africa, this outstanding man, an administrative and intellectual colossus, and a pride to Nigerian civil service. Thank you very much. And I now call on the shadow to present the talking bit that we have.
On behalf of myself and the Director General, I want to say a big thank you to you. You will pardon me, I don't know what, but I thank you. That's the word. Honestly, on behalf of you, thank you.
Thank you, Almighty God, for making today a reality. I also wish to thank all the ordinary president and also allow them to speak. I wish to say very big thank you for all the people. Thank you very much. Honorable Commissioner wa ìwọ̀nba ìwọ̀nba èyí tí wọ́n bá wa ṣe tó dàbí pé wọ́n ti ṣe ju bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ni wọ́n lè fẹ́ padà wá jáde sínú ayé báyìí kọ́lọ̀ kó máa wà pẹ̀lú wọn.
or the chairman of the board, or my very self, if he does not have understanding or agree with us, we could never have got it so much. I would want to put on record that by the construction of our Ike house, by the philanthropist, which cost roughly about 10 million, the military governor had poured in 15 million naira for equipment to make our Ike house a very classical and standard offering that all of us will be proud of. Apart from that, we have got in the hospital, you see the network of the road network, the tarring of the road, and so another 15 million roughly. And we are looking forward to another proposition of second phase of life, maybe in the process of the next civilian government. This foundation has been laid down for capital of Nigeria. We have all people of representations represented in Lagos, and therefore any services rendered in Lagos is rendered for the whole of Nigeria. Therefore, we have to thank our military governor. Therefore, we say thank you very much. It is unfortunate for us. The achievements are things that will remain perpetual and everlasting. They will form the prestigious remembrance of your tenure of office, and above it all the future generations of Nigeria will just see.
Doctors and nurses, other health staff, ladies and gentlemen, let me start by wishing everyone here present a very fruitful and prosperous new year. It is a great achievement made possible by the will of God only. I sincerely hope and pray that He, the Almighty Creator, will continue to shower His abundant blessings on all of us. I'm delighted to welcome the newborn babies to Nigeria, their motherland. May they grow in strength and fear of God, and may we all, especially their mothers, be given the strength to nurture and train them to adulthood. My hearty congratulations to the proud mother of the first baby of the year 1992. I thank all the hospitals, administrators, medical professionals, and allied paramedicals for a job very well done. Kindly keep the flag of your noble profession flying. Always remember that there is joy and eternal gratitude in being of service to mankind. While you care for your patients, the Almighty God will continue to care and protect you and your family. May I take the opportunity of this occasion to commend government as providing a decent, relevant, and cost-effective healthcare delivery services to our people in Lagos State. It's also appropriate at this junction to remember a great philanthropist, a lover of mankind, Sir Bolaji Anthony, for his immense contribution to the health of our people. The people of this country will never forget him.
Congratulations.
My dear, sit properly. My madam, just that you My
allow us to keep that. I think God is with us. Maybe the other end, we would like to express our gratitude to the military governor for spending so much.
The greater ruler of all things, for granting us the opportunity to see the new year, 1992. We thank God for His grace in surviving the past years with all His joy, that we are all alive and celebrating today is a great testimony towards the magnanimity of the Almighty. I wish everyone on the hospital bed a very quick recovery. I want to assure all that the Lagos State government will continue to provide an affordable and efficient health care delivery to all people of the state. As I am popular making always present this fact, I thank the hospital administrators, the professionals in the hospital system, especially the doctors, pharmacists, nurses, physiotherapists, and all other paramedical professionals who have patiently ensured that the patients are properly taken care of.
This visit definitely has given us a pep, and we hope it is a good sign of better things to come. Your Excellency, we are very, very grateful for you for coming to this hospital at this time of the year, and we hope this year will be a very peaceful year for us at the Son General Hospital.
Mrs. Fatima Shastaki, the entire members of staff of Bagada General Hospital happily welcome you at your authority, comprising eminent men and women of substance to our hospital on this first day of the year 1992. I would like to assure you that the patients as well as the entire members of this hospital feel highly honored by your kind visit and are appreciative of it. There is no gainsaying the fact that your visit will go a long way to uplift the spirits of the patients, which have hitherto been dampened by ill health. Their hopes are now rekindled. I will thank you. The members of staff of this hospital regard your good cause at this specific period as this hospital has not been lucky enough to be remembered alongside others with quite technologies and materials for felicitation. This hospital makes giant strides in growth and development. It was during the year that we were lucky to become the first state hospital in the Federation to have renal dialysis treatment facility commission. Due to the generosity of a service organization, that is the Inner Wheel Club of Lagaya. We are grateful there. During the last month of the year, this hospital received the implementation of this hospital mandatory and urgent. Your Excellency, we will enable patronage by all and sundry.
I have heard much about the hospital. I have been reliably informed that Bagada General Hospital is enjoying a lot of goodwill from some non-governmental organizations such as Lions Club, Rotary Club of Bagada, and the Inner Wheel, just to mention a few. I seize the opportunity of this occasion to commend this organization for complementing government efforts and providing health facilities for the people of this country. It's also pertinent to mention that whatever facilities provided cannot be put into maximum utilization without good management. I therefore commend the management of this hospital, the doctors, the nurses, indeed the entire staff, and I urge them never to relent in their efforts. Whatever we all do in our own different fields, we must endeavor to do it to the best of our ability. My position as the wife of the military governor of this state in the past 3 years has afforded me the opportunity to visit at least 1 or 2 hospitals in each of the local governments. I must say that
Chief Consultant, Motto Chief.
Well, Municipal Transport Service, the immediate past Deputy Governor of Lagos State, represented by her brother, Mr. Oyekon, this morning, the Yaloja of Lagos, Your Royal Highnesses, Others and Chiefs, distinguished... Good. Municipal Transport Service was launched. History was made for people in the local government.
LTV.
Your Excellency, sir, I have pleasure, sir, in inviting Municipal Transport Service Sir Michael Otedola, leader and other members of the council, members of state, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for the launching of the LMT Gold Service fleet and making people aware of our 50-corridor. How do the dream put in motion on the 29th of August, 26-seater Nissan buses by the then military government? All these buses have been made available to us by the joint efforts of the executive. To this end, I'm pleased to inform you that within the first quarter of our being in operation, we have been able to repair fully for 2 of our 26-seater Nissan buses to the Federal Urban Mass Transport Program. We have recruited over 75 people, thereby reducing unemployment in our area and the state at large. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is the understanding of democracy as the government of the people, by the people and for the people, by the Lagos Island local government, that it has come up with the gold service of the LMTS which is intended to cater for the needs of the top executives who may be willing to pay a little more. Being put into a contemporary shape, and our manpower is already in place. At this juncture, I would like to thank the management of LSTC for their support in the training of our staff, and particularly our drivers and conductors, the members of staff of LMTS for their pioneering efforts, the mass urban transit program, and that we have secured their support. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, without wasting your time, I thank you for listening and welcome to the luncheon. Thank you very much. Well, I had Lagos Island Local the party became aware of the discrimination policy, the president of the police, the prosecutors, and the consciousness of the staff. Today we have started with the provision of more buses, as the Secretary is mentioned this morning. And at this juncture, I must thank the Lagos State Government, through its agency, the Lagos State Transport Corporation, who have given us every support. The NSTC see us as their babies, and they are treating us as such. For this, we are grateful. Secondly, the reduction of vehicular movement in the city of Lagos. This attempt at Nigerian services to a virtual option for people coming into a local government to have this luxurious and regular bus service. This bus 629, and if for every bus coming in, we can reduce vehicular traffic by removing 10 cars or vehicles from the road. We will agree with me, ladies and gentlemen, that this is achieving what we intend to have. This effort is a drop in the ocean of stimulating the population of business executives wishing to come into the city of Lagos every day, each coming with their vehicles. I want to assure you that in the next couple of months, all our buses will be moved by radio and will run on schedule. It will be maintained and cleaned. I invite all corporate citizens, individuals who can afford this luxurious service, to leave their cars at home, to save themselves the problems of parking, the hassles of driving in the traffic jam, which is energy sapping, and particularly the agony of having your car towed if parked wrongly. Later in the year, we intend to complement our efforts with the activities of the Black Cab service, which will seek to provide vehicles for inter- and intra-city movement during official hours. By and large, we surmise that with active reduction of vehicles in the local government area, we will have gone along with solving most of our area problems. In doing so, the reduction will be first is the growth service scheme for the middle and upper class. I did not mention that the buses are not only luxurious, they are air conditioned and the seats are very comfortable. Each seat has its own air conditioned vent. Secondly is the launch of the townwide service for the intercity circle restricted residential area alone. 50 kobo per trip, and finally, the students program which is also 50 kobo per trip to the students. We emphasize the earlier program for the senior citizen, which is free of charge. The other Lagos municipal transport buses would continue to run regular inter-local government shuttle. Finally, Your Excellency, on behalf of all Lagosians, we wish to congratulate you on your well-deserved victory at the polls and pray the support of all of us their progress.
The Urban Mass Transit Program is a man who supported this project at its initiation, and I'm sure he has a few remarks for us today. Please welcome Brigadier S. Ikia.
This is because I have been called upon to make just a brief remark, and my remarks will be very brief. When on the 2nd of May 1991, the Federal Urban Mass Transit Program delivered 60 Nissan buses to Lagos State Transport Corporation. It was aimed at reducing the transportation problems in the city of Lagos. To do this, I designed a program which I called a dedicated bus service program meant for the city of Lagos in order to decongest and Lagos City. Later in the year, the chairman of Lagos Island local government approached me with the desire to establish a transport service that will be dedicated to the business district of Lagos.
I am delighted to be here today to perform the launching of Lagos Municipal Transport Service Gold Bus Service. Before the advent of motor vehicles, horses and various horse-drawn carriages seating a maximum of 4 passengers, as well as manually operated single-seater ones, were the means of land transport used on the Lagos Island. Consequently, the main means of transportation between the Lagos Island and the mainland was by canoes. In the early 50s, the population of metropolitan Lagos was about 346,000, and by 1976 it increased to 3.52 million. A decade after, the population was estimated to be about 6.5 million and is likely to reach 13 million by the year 2000. I am happy, therefore, to state that the launching of the Gold Bus Service today is a timely response to an integrated system of public transport that will be capable of meeting the requirements of the estimated 2.3 million public transport trips that are undertaken each day by road in metropolitan Lagos. I therefore congratulate the chairman, the councillors, and the entire staff of the Lagos Island local government for the pioneering role being played as the first local government in Lagos State to officially commission a mass transit bus system on the 29th of August 1991. Today, Lagos Island local government is making another history by launching additional 25 buses to operate Gold Bus Service. Though the efforts of the Lagos Island local government is highly commendable, yet the scale of the mobility problems is enormous in view of the decline in the total bus population in Lagos from 20,000 in 1983 to 10,000 in 1991. In addition, Lagos needs an average of 3,500 buses per annum over the next 5 years to compensate for the post-1983 decline. The pressure for the increase for bus fleets will be on Lagos Island local government. In the light of your prominent role as the daily passenger flows have been projected to be 1.2 million by the year 2004. I therefore charge every local government in Lagos State to provide efficient public transport service to the people in their local government areas. And private companies to procure buses for their staff as the assistance of private sector public transport operators is required to augment the present 14,000 taxis, 9,000 minibuses, and a total of 4,000 buses and motorways currently operating on Lagos metropolitan roads. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the decline in the national vehicle fleet from 700,000 in 1984 to about 380,000 in 1991 affected Lagos State, coupled with the predicted population growth of Lagos State to 13 million by the year 2000 and the overspill of 2 million Lagos State citizens into Ogun State by 8 kilometers towards Ota. It is evident, therefore, that road transport will not be able to cope with the mobility demands of Lagos State citizens, even if all federal establishments and their workers move to Abuja. In this context, a new form of transportation system that will provide a high standard of service in terms of speed and reliability and carry large number of people using less room than other road vehicles at a cheaper rate would need to be introduced. The state government will therefore revisit the issue of Metro Line and take appropriate steps. Lagos metropolitan area could therefore be used as a model to resolve the urban transportation problems in Nigeria. Finally, I congratulate the chairman of the Lagos Island local government, the managers and the supervisors, the councillors, the management of the Lagos Municipal Transport Services, and the entire people of Lagos Island for their achievement of today. It is my hope that the buses will be properly maintained, driven with care, operate efficiently, and be kept in good condition at all times in order to attract private motorists to shift from using their cars to the Gold Bus service. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to launch the Gold Bus service and other bus services by dedicating them to the cause of the common man. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Our appreciation for your effort.
Bring out your mathematics. And they take me to supply upper class that too. But the one I asked them to use, I asked them to use the two. At times there are some topics there are some topics in upper mathematics are specified more than the other one. I asked them in that state, and then to the second one. They are using the book. The books are always available.
After using it,
so they have returned? Yes. Well, okay. But I was surprised that we have a problem.
We have the lucky eye.
When they did that, but the condition is terrible. In fact, labs are gone over most problematic. So just go ahead with your lecture. Assume the governor is not here. So give us.
One day, a dog was crossing a ferry. As he was crossing the ferry, he saw his image inside the water. Then he was carrying a boat along the ferry. He was crossing that ferry, then he saw his image inside the water. Then he said, look, he stopped and wondered what has actually happened. What is this I'm seeing? Then as long run, he said, he changed his body, then he made him another one, which he saw inside the water. Then he jumped into the water, and what we discovered that he drowned, he get drowned. Now, the moral behind the story I've just mentioned, or I've just stated, is that oh, the man got to hear coach, he will get away. That will be from back, if you go to one, you know me.
affect the future of the teachers. No way at all. We will not transfer the teachers to development agencies. They're going to have to find their own teachers.
Because this is what they fought for since 1964.
Yes, right.
Yes. And they will not now want to
lose it. The teachers in public schools will remain public employees.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Well, they are going to have to look. After all, there are private schools. They find teachers.
Yes.
In the same way, they're going to find their teachers. We won't transfer our teachers to them.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so.
From here, when approvals are received, we also have direct labor tools like flipper rooms and other
Small. Me, for all these items.
There is another story. Security company.
And we are sure these people are cooperating.
Yes, they are.
There is a recent one that we're investigating. Not the other, in the golf course. So, the line of track and we can also projects. Yes. Yes. Now, if you come in the morning, I do in my store, look around, I can see if something
Missing. Yes, there
is
is
more than one or something.
That can easily be detected.
See them there, you think they are there. But what you have, the day you want to issue anyhow, one empty.
That's what we have. We just had such an experience so far.
So watch out for that. I have. They are not all the same rate in there. Yes, I think. man can do it. Thank you very much.
Because we had to vacate our own store to accommodate Island Maternity last year. Towards the end of last year, we were able to have the take into the store, how would you stock position, give everyone of every month.
See what input we can make into the budget, because it wasn't originally drafted by us, so we're taking a hard look at the budget before we can present it to the House of Assembly. So it's after that has been done that we can begin to spend it.
So, and you made a reference to the electricity poles, at the electricity board. And what immediate plan is the government going to make on the rural electrification in line with your party promise?
Yeah, rural development is a very crucial part of our program. We've got to develop the rural areas so that the people in the urban areas can derive the benefits that come from the rural areas.
Sir, the other time when we were at the central stores, you made mention of an ongoing investigation in relation to certain missing air conditioning. We've had also many investigations in the past. What assurance are you giving that a kind of prompt action is going to be taken by the time the report is out?
I can assure you that once we have a report, we will play our own part in the interest of the public that we're out to serve. But right now, it's police investigation that is going on. Some people are being interrogated. We cannot tell what the outcome of the investigation will be. They are searching, combing the markets to see whether they find any of these air conditioners which can easily be identified anyway if they see them.
You also made mention of the need for space in relation to certain vehicles which you thought are supposed to be following certain materials. What? Because the officer replied that the kind of proposal has been made that is going to be represented. When do you think action is going to be taken?
It has to be represented first.